All right, so apparently, all right, so apparently, the pirate episode of the pirate season of the YouTube channel was highly offensive to people who get scurvy. I thought it'd be a fun play on words. I kind of feel like John Cena apologizing to China for acknowledging Taiwan as a country right now, but sorry, salty sea sailors, for making fun of scurvy stuff. So we'll do a proper pilot episode instead. Oh, pilot episode! We went from pirate to pilot. So here we are, flight suit, pilot helmet, and everything. So click like, subscribe, and enjoy the show, because we're going to review some G.I. Joe. But first, an incentive. Why subscribe? Well, for like updates and stuff. No, check this out. Right now, on your screen, is a code for $5 off your order from www.topfunretrotoys3d.com. That's right, $5 off your order, no strings attached. Drop the code in, it's going to discount $5. And this is going to expire, let's say, 5 days from when the video drops. So I'll go onto the website, put the code in, it'll have a 5-day expiration date, and bet you wish you were subscribing now, huh? Alright, let's get down to business. I really dig the helmet. I dig it, man. We'll talk about the helmet first. There is Star Wars has a big place in my heart, and this is the Trapper Wolf Trapper helmet, and this was on sale at Ollie's for like 30 bucks. Let me show you the box here. Boom! What a steal! $29.99 for the Hasbro Trapper Wolf, not Wolf Trapper. Trapper Wolf helmet. Let's get our action figures out and talk some G.I. Joe. What do you say? Alright, first up, Robert Grunt Graves. So, interesting story about this. Target mispriced these. They were like $11.99, which is actually a very appropriate price for an action figure. But there was all this hullabaloo on the many G.I. Joe Facebook groups I'm part of. People like going bonkers, grown-ass men going bonkers, fighting like Walmart people on Black Friday over these figures. And truth be told, I took an adventure to Williamsburg, Virginia to take my kids to the, Busch Gardens. Yeah, Busch Gardens Halloween Spooktacular, not to be confused with the Top Fun Retro Toys 3D Halloween Spooktactical. We went up to there, Williamsburg, and I actually ended up hitting like 4 targets within 24 hours. Only one of them had the Robert Grunt Graves, and they only had 3. So I did buy all 3, but there's dudes who have like 30 of these things. And it is a cool character, cool figure for army building, because as we'll get into it seems like it's one of the more like realistic loadouts in terms of like plate carrier and weapons and his uniform. They don't have these bizarre shin guards for like intergalactic intramural soccer like the some of the first figures in the line did. But let's get this guy. Well, we'll check out the packaging first. So we've got some artwork, some digital artwork, pretty cool. This guy's an E4, and he looks, maybe a little older, more mature. Maybe he got busted down. Maybe he was a gunny or, a staff sergeant and, like, held too much to drink one night, did something bonkers, and he got reduced. I don't know. Doesn't look like your average, 21-year-old corporal, but whatever, man. So I like the helmet. He's got like the Mitch sort of rhino mount. His helmet is pretty realistic. It looks like something we'd actually wear. He's got some neat accessories. It looks like he's got the original, It's the XMLR 3 Alpha, and I assume that stands for Experimental Laser Rifle 3 Alpha. An M16A2 with sort of an old school style scope and maybe a Steel Brigade helmet, some kind of funny looking pistol, and a knife. Fun fact, TopFunRetroToys3D.com, we're about to drop our version of the classic A Real American Hero XMLR3 Alpha as well. So if you're into army building, or if you want to equip all your figures with that original rifle from the 80s, we've got it. It's about to drop. Sign up. You go to the website, sign up, create an account, and we'll send you emails with regards to discounts and when new stuff drops. It won't be a bunch of just nonsense. It'll be good stuff. All right, let's get into this thing here. And don't cut yourself. You cut away, not towards. Now I am wondering, I'm going to open one of these days, and there'll be like a Hulk Hogan or, where's a John Cena character in here. And you'll get to see my reaction because I'm opening this for the first time. This dude looks pretty cool. That's pretty neat. I like it. What else comes in here? We got a little like foot locker. I mean, it's okay. The windowless packaging, man, it's got me worried because I know eventually I've got a ton of these things, and sooner or later I'm going to open this up and I'll be unpleasantly surprised. So unlike the previous iterations, it doesn't have like that sort of weird cardboard rope. It's got these little plastic tie things. It's actually easier to cut the other stuff. All right, we might have to fast forward through this. I'm like trying to oh man, this is bad. Oh, these are stretchy. Okay, come on. I'm gonna bring a box of Band-Aids up here and I cut my finger off. Okay, almost there. Boom. Oh man, probably gonna fast forward that. All right, so here we go. He's like, I got my tablet. Interesting. His face looks very determined. Very like, I've got my phone. Alright, let's look at, oh man, he's got the leg thing that I was talking about on me not wanting to wear ever. Your leg is a really bad place to hold things like magazines. Maybe a drop holster, but I don't like drop holsters on my thigh. I don't like thigh rigs. Gets in the way a lot. Speaking of holsters, what is this? What is going on back here? Is his belt upside? His belt is, it's got to be upside down. That belt has to have been put on upside down. Well, that's interesting. That's definitely upside down. There is, because look at this little pouch right here. That belt is 100% upside down. I'm not going to waste your time trying to un-upside down it and right side up it. But we'll just like pretend that didn't happen and we'll move on to the figure itself. I really like the top. It looks like he's wearing, frog gear potentially. What was it? The fire-resistant organizational gear. They were all issued in Iraq, like post-2006. I like the plate carrier. That looks like, sort of an Eagle Industries Molly plate carrier. Very realistic. He's got his his magazines up front. That's cool. It's like realistic colors, like some of the G.I. Joes from the 90s, they're like wearing neon. And I get it, like back then, we were like, there were Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Captain Planet and all of this like eco-warrior stuff. But they look pretty ridiculous. Let's see what this phone does. Oh, a little tablet folds out, you can tweet the deets. Remember when people used to tweet the deets? Maybe you can control a drone or something with that. It really looks like an iPhone. It's a little camera on there. That's pretty cool, though. Does it come off? I'm gonna find out the hard way. Oh yeah, it looks like it. I don't want to break it. It looks like it might be attached. Nope. Well, it's not attached anymore. I think it's supposed to do that. So he's got his little tablet here. A good view of that. Certainly looks like a smartphone. We'll set that aside for now. Let's get into the accessories. Oh man, that sweet crinkle. So satisfying. That's what my kids say. They're like, oh, that's so satisfying. What are you talking about satisfying? Let's talk about the weapons. This is clearly modeled after an M16. A2. I know that because it has an A2 handguard, no flat top or rail system on the carry handle. The stock looks like it's trying to be futuristic, but alright. And you think for like a soldier of the future, I mean, I qualified with one of these, you know, an M16A2 in boot camp back in 2005. So, just because he's a corporal, usually the corporal in the infantry get like the HK IARs, you know, M27. It's the long-barreled 416, essentially. But I mean, it's kind of cool. It's not. I will say the first weapons they came out with were ridiculous. It looked like a collaboration between High Points and Nerf guns. So this is a step in the right direction. This is cool. I really dig that. I really do. That's really neat. And maybe I will show. I'll show my version next to it. But I do like this version. That's really neat. It's got a rail system on there. It is weird that like a laser rifle would have iron sights. I like what they did with the stock though. It's almost like a I can't remember which model it is, but it's a HK like roller lock delay weapon. But I do like that. It's pretty cool, and it's neat that it's two-toned. Mine aren't. Mine come in tan or gunmetal gray, which is like almost black. And I am thinking about doing just a standard gray, but we'll show those later. I really do dig this though. This is pretty cool. That's neat. And then our pistol here, maybe a 1911. I see that pretty well. I see that all right. Maybe a 1911. And then he's got his knife, which is cool. It's two-tone metallic, right? That's cool. He's got his little rucksack. Nothing fancy. I'm surprised none of these guys come with like a real Alice pack. I've been working on a design for a true Alice pack, but I got like 120 designs for weapons and equipment. And whatever a customer wants, you know, if someone's like, hey, when are you going to do that G3? I'm like, well, I'll get it out, like, I'll put that to the front. So if you are interested in a particular weapon or particular piece of equipment, you can message me on Facebook. We just got the Instagram up, so DM me on there and say, hey, like, I really like to see this. If you're a paying customer and you want to buy it, like, I will put that to the front of the line and get her done. All right, so I don't know about the Steel Brigade helmet. I feel kind of meh. It looks okay. It is kind of neat though, because it's like tri-tone. So you got some silver, you got some gold, and you got the green. This is what I dig though. I dig this Mitch helmet. That is super cool, because you've got the brown strap, you've got the green, if you can see like what would be where Velcro would be, you've got the mount for the nods. This is cool. I like the things that are, you know, sort of, you know, believable in terms of equipment. So let's get him all set up here. He'll put his knife away. I'm gonna put his iPhone, whatever it is. You know, he's got to get on, you know, the Tinder or whatever. He gets into Liboport on the Mew, and you know, wants to meet some nice people or something. This really bothers me with the belt, like, because I don't want to pull this thing apart. I have seen pictures where people go to pull them apart and it's not put together properly and they end up breaking the figure. I will say I've got 3 of them, so maybe I'll do a video on how to rectify this. If that's something you're interested in, drop me a comment as appropriate. Oh yeah, let's talk about his gloves real quick though. I like his gloves. You can see his gloves. A couple different colors involved in that. Overall, I really like the color scheme. He's got cool boots. Again, Sans Intergalactic Soccer Intramural Shin Guards. And then his pack goes on. That's neat. Right, and then we've got places to mount his weapons. Right, so that's neat. You can carry both guns because, you know, 2 rifles are better than 1, especially when you're a grunt carrying that crap around. And a little pistol here, because obviously you can't holster it very well. So yeah, that's neat. Definitely a cool figure. It was really cool that that Target, I don't know if they mispriced it or whatever, but it was great to pick this up for like $12. Vice, you know, the 25 you would pay, you know, for a newly released classified series figure. But yeah, this is nice. This is cool. You don't want to. That's the thing with the stands, man. Why don't they include stands? I really wish they did. It's a very, you know, they make. There you go. Stands up all right. I guess they create an aftermarket. So as long as Hasbro is making bendy, crappy guns, it creates a demand for the service that we provide. So yeah, I like it. I like that figure a lot. Let's see how his. I guess we will holster this monstrosity of an upside down. Oh my goodness. Take his pack off. Look at that. That is so silly. There's no way that's intentional. That was just somebody in the factory like, it's Friday, let's get out of here. Alright. Man, it doesn't want to grip that. There we go. Okay. Got a little M16 there with his you know, old school optic on it. I remember back in 2006, if you were carrying an M16A2, it meant you were a Pogue person other than a Grunt. We all got the M16A4s with the Trigicon ACOG. Look at that. That's cool. I dig it. I think Hasbro got this one right, with the exception of the inverted belt. But overall design, I'm really happy with it. I think it does have a lot of potential, you know, for like squad building. If you wanted to put together a fire team of, you know, folks that like kind of look the same, you know, maybe something like that. But I mean, again, my hat's off to the dude who picked up 30 of these. That's like $400 worth of action figure for the same one. But again, you know, 41 going on 14 grown-ass men going bonkers for action figures. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this figure. I think it's very well done. I think the color scheme's great. I don't have like, you know, I don't have to have a heavy sense of suspense of disbelief, however you're supposed to phrase that. I don't have to push the I believe button. This thing, you know, it looks realistic, and I like that. I know some people don't care. It's a fantasy, you know, comic book type cartoon movie thing, and they want, you know, its own universe. But I do appreciate that they seem to have gone to some degree of realism. But yeah, I'm definitely happy with this purchase. I think it's super cool. All right, next up we got my main man, Tunnel Rat. So, let's talk about what a tunnel rat is for a minute. So back in Vietnam, these were soldiers or Marines that would go inside the enemy's tunnel network and basically like rout them out. So you can imagine being in confined quarters, you're going to need some compact weaponry. And this guy, he's got what looks like an M60 machine gun, which is still pretty cool. But I don't think you'll be clearing tunnels with that. It would like destroy your eardrums. Absolutely. But he's got some nods. He has classic revolver from the original A Real American Hero series. And I dig it. You know, he's got some camo paint or dirt from rooting around in them tunnels. He's got a cool bandana. I dig the artwork, right? So we'll see all the neat things that he's got. His M60 machine gun, like some sort of Smith & Wesson Magnum revolver, a knife, a pack that resembles more of an Alice pack than the previous iterations. He's got some super cool nods. I don't know which versions of the PVS those are, but they're the ones that we don't get in the Marine Corps, so whatever. But the tunnel he's clearing is more like a choo-choo train, a railway tunnel. So I guess maybe an M60 would be appropriate, and they're still going to destroy your eardrums, bro. So I hope he brought some ear pro. Let's get this guy open, see what's inside. Windowless packaging. When's it gonna hit? I know one of these. I'm gonna open it up, and it's gonna be something. All right. Well, no, we win. It is Tunnel Rat. Super cool. Let's get him out of his little cardboard box. Scope on an M60. Okay. I didn't think they made them with a Picatinny rail, but you know we won't be too critical. So there he is, looking good. He's got his little sweat scarf, his bandana. He's got a little KIA looking bracelet there. It appears. Don't have a watch. I don't know what time he's gonna tell the time. I don't know if this is a thigh rig with the sheath for his knife. Another poorly placed magazine pouch on the leg. I don't know what he'd be reloading magazines for, because his weapon's belt fed, and he's also carrying a revolver. So I guess those are just for fun. All right, let's see. Come on, stand up. Oh, okay, maybe not. There we go. Hasbro includes stands. Come on. Ooh, it's heavy. Can ditch that. The crinkle of Cobra and Joe wrapping paper. Okay. There we go. Oh, he's got a little satchel. It's either his laptop or maybe a couple satchel charges. You could drop down one of those holes. He's got his knife. That goes in the scabbard or sheath. Well, ooh, a little moonbeam. Little moonbeam, as they call it in boot camp. I don't know where this is supposed to go. Maybe we'll figure that out later. Oh, mine came with two. Not one, but two moonbeams. Excellent. We'll throw his nods on. Put his revolver away. Let's check out this gun. So I like that it is sort of two-toned. It's actually three, because the paint on the handguard there is more of a forest green. It's just different shades of OD. But the bipods collapse and extend, so that's pretty cool. It's compatible with blast effects. It's got scope on it. What does look like a Picatinny rail system. Sounds like they're doing construction outside. Hope they're not tearing down my house. Alright, and then we've got our little ammo drum, which looks like it would probably hold about, I don't know, 15, 20 rounds, so a little patrol belt maybe. And that, the round's going to feed, they're going to feed from the left-hand side. That's fairly standard for US manufactured machine guns. Rounds feed from the left-hand side, unlike the PKM series where the rounds feed from the right, which makes a little more sense, because if you're trying to reload quickly as adrenaline's coursing through your veins, you're going to have a lot more dexterity with your dominant hand, most people being right-hand dominant, than you would your non-dominant hand. So reloading the PKM is a little easier under stress, but I guess you train to your weapon or whatever. Alright, let's put his pack on. Ooh, there's his spots for some moonbeams in there, I think. Is this where moonbeams go? He's going to have a moonbeam patrol. Hope it doesn't, has an IR filter maybe, so it doesn't drown out his nods. I don't think he'd be crawling wearing a pack. That looks kind of silly. Yeah, that's definitely kind of silly. And maybe if you're patrolling at night, that would still wash out your nods pretty good. Now the gun, it hangs a little bit to the right. Not too bad though. Not nearly as bad as that eel spear gun. I've seen some pictures of dudes. It sounds really bad. I've seen some pictures of rifles that folks have gotten specifically from Tunnel Rat, where the M60 is bent out of shape. But let's get this situated in his hand here. I found that, and you can do this when you're putting the Top Fun Retro Toys 3D.com guns in your figure's hands. You want to turn it a little bit. So move the hand, turn it, right? And then just rotate that into place. Now this didn't want to go. Huh. Sometimes their grips are a bit tight. There we go. Alright, all set up and ready for action. I like this figure. It's very cool, even though there's some silliness with regard to these sort of funny moonbeam things coming off of his backpack. But his pack's cool. It looks like a mountain ruck or maybe an Alice pack. It has what appears to be some Molly gear or Molly webbing on it. It's got some good detail. You can see the buckles on the side pouches. Yeah, definitely would not be crawling around with this thing on your pack or clearing a tunnel with an M60. But you know, overall, the figure's pretty cool. Isn't he supposed to come with a rat? Like a rat? He's supposed to come with a little friend? Let's see. I guess not. I guess he doesn't come with a rat. I thought he came with a little rat buddy. Nope. Nothing in the wrapper. Alright. So that's cool. Lots of accessories. I really like that the newer line has a lot of accessories. So we've got an ammo belt, we've got his nods, we've got, you know, an excessive amount of moonbeams, cool pack, knife, satchel charge, 2 weapons, a little smoke grenade up here. I don't think that doesn't come off. But these are a substantial improvement from that first line that like maybe came with a weapon, if you can even classify it as a weapon. But yeah, this is cool. This is cool. I like it. All right, now we got low light. So he's got some kind of red tinted goggles. But he's a sniper. A sniper. And it's cool. He has what appears to be a somewhat realistic looking sniper rifle case that it comes in. And some version of what looks like a Chris Vector submachine gun. He's got you know, Alice Ruck. I think that almost looks like an Alice Ruck. I think it might be just a different color variation of the one that came with Outback. But it looks cool. Yep, he's hiding behind a tree, yet he has his laptop open. You think the Cobra Vipers might see the glow of that dude. Maybe you want to shut your laptop down. Does he come with a laptop? I don't see a laptop. But yeah, he's got his artwork there. So he looks salty. He's going to go prosecute some targets at range. So let's open this dude up and see what's inside. Oh, there we go. We won again. Man, it's only a matter of time for the replacement monster strikes us. But most of these came from Amazon. And I've heard some horror stories about folks that, you know, potentially got an Amazon return, and it was returned not with the figure the manufacturer had intended. So, all right. Now there he is. He's all posted up with his rifle, and let's see here. Let's look at the figure. Interesting little thigh rig. He's got a couple, looks like M67s in green, so he got some cool paint schemes. I like his beanie. Maybe he's heading out for some cold weather. Oh man, got tractors running around outside. Scabbard for the bayonet. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Let's see what accessories he come with. There we go. Maybe they have a version called Low Life, and it's like a total dirtbag version. Some guy who got NJP'd kicked out of the stay platoon. Wouldn't be the first time. Alright, there's his pack, and I think that is perhaps just a recoloration of the Outback pack, but that's okay. Ooh, he's got a little sat phone. That kind of looks like an iridium almost. Let's see here. Try to get a better view of that. That does almost look like an iridium. It would have been neat if it had... oh, that's not... No. That's a wind gauge. Yeah, that's what the little fan is for. That's for testing atmospherics and wind, which would make sense if he's in a sniper position. He needs to know, his holdovers and all that good stuff. So here's our... Okay. Magazine inserted. I don't know if I like the removable magazines. I mean, I guess it's cool, but this looks like a Chris Vector meets CZ Scorpion. It's got almost a CZ Scorpion front end, but the receiver and the way the magazine inserts really resembles a Chris Vector. Interesting. No rear sight. I guess he doesn't need one. No rear sight, no optic, just a front sight, man. He said, screw it, I don't need no sights. Bold move, lowlight. Bold move. We get into the sniper case. Alright. This is cool. It's got all bipods. Let's get all this. This is neat. I do dig the case. That's pretty cool. So our bipods clip in. Seems... I don't know if it's the sturdiest thing, but... again, these are, I think, grown-ass men that are putting these together. And I think I had a version of this growing up, and it was the same thing in the O-ring figures. This little rifle came and the barrel attached to the the receiver, and then it had a scope that went on. Now the suppressor, that's kind of cool, right? But the suppressor would go over, the compensator or flash suppressor, whatever you want to call it. But overall, not bad. So that's what his little pouch here is for. It's for his, I don't know what the nomenclature for that device is, but that's definitely for checking the atmospheric conditions. I guess he can be a cowboy and wear his goggles on his head like he's in Beverly Hills 90210. Let's see, put his knife in the scabbard. Looks kind of like a kitchen knife. That's not bad. Right. And then the arms bend okay. I've seen some, I haven't personally had any come my way, that the joints don't bend properly. They're like still sort of locked in position or in a frozen position. So I try to bend these guys a little bit to make sure everything moves as it should. That might be stuck there a little bit. Oh, his leg came off. Whoa, that's not fun. Okay. And his leg went back on. Okay. Yeah, I guess you do have to be kind of careful with these. Quality control has been sort of an issue with this line. I'm yet to receive anything that's egregious. But I've seen some... I don't know. I had a customer want me to do modular weapons, but I just don't, I just don't know, because like the scope, it's not going to be on straight. It's going to be kind of cattywampus. Bipods, they break easily. So I've been hesitant to do any modular weapon systems designs thus far. That doesn't mean I wouldn't be open to in the future. But again, it's like removable magazines. If you look at the Valaverse figures, their magazine wells are scaled like super large, and the magazines are a little too thin. I think it looks kind of weird. So, all right. He got his pack on. He's ready to go. Not bad. That's a huge, it's a really long rifle. That's not bad. I dig it. I wonder if these are the same arms, or at least the same shoulders as old Grunt. Let's take a look and grab old Grunt here. They are not. They are not the same. But that's cool. They've got some pockets in realistic places where a uniform, or at least some type of non-Saturn tactical clothing, would have pockets. I dig it. Alright, man. You don't want to stay up on his own. Again, stands! Come on, Hasbro. Get with it. Now, there is a neat little notch on his back, presumably where he will put his, he can mount his rifle. You can collapse the bipod, and there he can go, poke around, go sneak around, clear a building before he gets to the rooftop to take up his Overwatch position. That's pretty neat. Now, I would like to take some time and plug the. And there goes, and that's why we can't do removable scopes or removable optics or whatever. It just fell off, and we're gonna have to look for that later. But right here, we've got a Top Fun Retro Toys 3D version of the ShyTac intervention. So if he's right-handed, because the bolt is on the right-hand side, and he's going to need his right hand to maneuver that. There we go. Now these are pretty cool, because it's very true to the original. Right, the scope isn't going to fall off or get bent out of shape, and the really nifty thing is the suppressor is removable. And I've thought about accommodating a hole in the barrel in order to insert blast effects. I don't know if that is desirable for guys who do customs or want custom guns, but I was pretty proud of that design. It's one of the most popular designs on the website, so he could really, get into position. Put his hand where it's supposed to go right there, get a good solid shooting position before he engages. And this has not dropped yet, but this is the same firearm or model in tan. Yet to drop. I don't know when it will. It's done, it's completed, it's ready to rock. I just have to get it on the website. Come on there. I don't want to go in his hand. Yeah, sometimes their grips are a little stiff. But there we go. And I think that looks super cool in tan, because you could definitely wrap it in like dental floss and then spray it or go over it with like a brown and give it sort of a camouflage pattern to it. Or you could keep it in the tan, and again the suppressor is removable. So that's pretty neat. Let's see how this my version holds up. Now this is a huge rifle in real life. This is a massive rifle, and it's if it's like a 407 ShyTac. I don't know what caliber it is. I have to look. I'm not a sniper, right? So that's the overall lengths compared. Not bad. And I've thought about doing the bipods, but again, it's like the scope just popped off, rolled somewhere. I do kind of like that, the scope's not going to fall off, and really you're not going to be removing and reattaching scopes, because in theory you just have to re-zero it, because every time you move that thing, especially on a sniper rifle, if you're looking to like reach out to 800 to 1200 yards, you're not just going to take the scope off and then slap it back on. It's going to have to be re-zeroed. That's not something that's in common practice. But again, there goes my suspense of disbelief, right? Ruining everything with your realism, John. We just want to live in a fantasy land. Okay, live in a fantasy land where your scope just flew off. No rear sight on his submachine gun, right? And you got to stop that. You're gonna bum people out. People don't want to hear that. Yeah, overall though, I like it. It's cool. He's got this sort of grayish, non-standard tactical clothing. You know, he's got his red thing because it's low light. That's supposed to signify. And it goes back to the original figure, which I can respect. I dig that. But please, give the guy a rear sight. What, did it fall off? He didn't tighten it. That's it. He didn't tighten it down. Much like the scope, it fell off, and he's like, "Hey, Sarge, lost my rear sight." So, but otherwise, the gun does look pretty cool. I like the hybrid Chris Vector CZ Scorpion. The rifle is a bit bendy. You know, mine. You know, these will bend. These will bend as well, right? I mean, you can bend these. Whoa, 90 degrees, and then you can just kind of reshape it, and it'll go back together really well. Yeah, good figure. Good figure. I really like the way the direction this line is going, and I look forward to the new ones that are coming out at the end of the year. Almost forgot. I just noticed this, but his rifle case and backpack stack, so he can pack out his rifle and his pack. I suppose you could arrange this differently, but it makes the most sense instead of having the rifle case inverted, like 3 feet above his head. It makes the most sense. So that's pretty neat. I did give old Gravesy here an M16 A1 with 203, and these are available in the Nam Knights weapons pack, which comes with 5 weapons. So I really dig these. They're slim. They're not like these fat kind of chunky designs like the other manufacturers produce, or at least the ones that come with these. So they've got nice, sleek, very well scaled, realistic weapons design. So check out old Gravesy there with his M16 A1 with 203, and I was proud of myself, even included the little latch on the 203. So really well detailed. And same with my main man Tunnel Rat here. He has an XM177-2 Echo with M203 grenade launcher. So you can see, I'll show you the latch right there. I was really impressed with the detail. Alright, so you get really detailed, realistic weapon, and these, I've showed you before, the durability and the bendability of these models. So just because it's 3D printed doesn't mean that it's going to snap in half or it's fragile. I spent a lot of money and a lot of time making sure that my resins that we use are have the highest flexibility, highest durability rating. But yeah, I'm very happy with these 3 figures. I think that we're gonna have to lock old Lowlight's rifle in the armory and just let him have one of those interventions with the scopes. Don't go flying off. Thank Jiminy Cricket, I found it. But yeah, these are great figures. These are really cool figures. And again, I dig where the line's going. It's pretty neat. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.